Okay, so we are here for the open house. I'm recording this one because the last time I held one, people asked me if I had the recording, and I did not record it. So I'm going to record this one today. So I'm going to answer some questions that come in often. So one of the questions that always comes in is about the calls and the call schedule and what that looks like. So let me take you through like the process from like you make the decision to you enroll. So I'm going to pull this up for you all. Alrighty. Okay. So what happens is when you enroll, and I know it's terrible and it's such a long, long sales page. I hate having such a long sales page, but I know a lot of people like to have a lot of details, and I am a detail person. So it's all on there. So, okay. So number one, enrollment closes Monday. It's our last enrollment before fall. So we won't open again until fall. When you decide you're going to enroll, you scroll down. If you want to jump to the bottom, you can just click this button and it'll jump you to the bottom. If you want to read more, there are testimonials in here. There are, it gives you a breakdown of what you'll learn inside the program. And these are the things that you're going to learn that will help you get clients and help you grow your business. So you can scroll down, down, down. So there are, as you can see, there are 9 core modules in here. If you work with seniors, this module 8 is the one, and when you get inside, and I'll show you this in a minute, there's a start here module. So everybody goes to the start here module first. And then if you are working with seniors, my recommendation is to jump here to module 8, which is about seniors. And it's broken down into, I think it's 10 parts inside here. So it's everything from like pricing for seniors, how to get the word out, who you're going to talk to, how to share about what it is that you're doing, referral letters that I've used, everything that you can imagine. There's also a bonus training in there that I did with one of my, she was a member of Fully Booked. She was a member of 100K Club, and she works one-on-one with me as well. She did a dementia training for the community, and that's in there as well. So when you come down to here and you choose, and then there's, keep hitting the wrong button. Come down here. There's also FAQs down here. So how long does the program last? Do we take international students? What type of business is this for? How much time does it take? Are the live calls recorded? How much support do I get? Payment plans, what happens? So all the FAQs are right here also. So Leela asked a question about contractor contract. And so that is more inside our 100K club. 100K club is when you're scaling. So we do with scaling, scheduling, payroll, building systems, CRMs, profit planning, all that stuff. That is in 100K club. If you are new or starting, I always recommend you start in Fully Booked. Even if you plan on hiring, if your long-term plan is to hire, my recommendation is to start in Fully Booked anyway. Here is why. People who start in Fully Booked have a much stabler foundation because you will start the business in a, this isn't proper English, but in a more correct way versus, because I see this. So people who come from Fully Booked and then end up making 40, 50K, they go to 100K club, they go to 100K, and then they make multiple 6 figures. Those people who come from Fully Booked always have a cleaner, neater, more stable, simplified business, which is easier to scale. Other people who come into 100K club who got scrappy and took, so a lot of people, it takes them like 4 or 5 years to hit like 50 to 75K. Those people, whereas Fully Booked, you can make 40 to 50K in your first year if you're implementing. If you're a slow implementer, it will of course take you longer, right? you make money as fast as you implement. Those that come into 100K Club that did it on their own and were building their business for 3, 4, 5, sometimes 6 or 7 years, come into 100K Club because they are on a rat wheel and they don't know how to get off. And it's because oftentimes because they didn't come through fully booked, so they didn't know what they didn't know. And so when they built their business grew a bit more chaotically, a bit more overcomplicated, multiple things, multiple pricing, multiple clients. It's a hodgepodge. It's like having a walk-in closet that's a total mess. And so they come into 100K and we clean all that up so that they can scale faster, more successfully, and with more profitability. Because a lot of times when businesses come in like that, they're literally bleeding time and profit. So if you're in the beginning stages, that's why, like, it's always, even if your intention is that you're going to have a big team someday, it's always better to come in through fully booked, because honestly, you will just have a stronger foundation. Okay, that all being said, if you haven't even started yet, but you're ready and you know that you're ready and you're going to dive in, you can do that inside the program. You don't have to have a website. You don't have to have your LLC set up. You don't have to have your bank accounts open yet. You don't even need to have a logo. As a matter of fact, a video just went live this afternoon about Katie. Katie came in. All she had was the idea. She jumped in, and within 1 year, she made $40,000. When she started, she had nothing. And so for the first 3 months when she came into the program, she was doing the things like getting the logo, setting up some social media and that stuff, but she didn't need to do any of that. It was something that she did want to do. So when you come here and you click down here, so here is what we were talking about. I got to move my little faces over there. So if you choose the pay in full, you click here, you agree to the terms and conditions, and then you enroll. And then that is the one that comes with the contract bundle. If you choose any of the other payment plans, now here are 4 additional payment plans that you can choose from. Your first payment happens when you enroll, and then your next payment happens 30 days from now. So for example, you enroll today, May 7th, then the next payment would be June 6th, okay? So then what happens is once you enroll, you'll get an email immediately. Immediately really means usually within about 5 minutes. You'll get an email. I always say check your spam because it can possibly go to your spam. And that email is a welcome email. Inside that welcome email, it will be a congratulations video. It will be a welcome. And then it also will give you upcoming call dates. It gives you a link to join the private Facebook group, because that's the only way. I only hold private Facebook groups for fully booked members and 100K Club members. So you'll have a link to join the fully booked Facebook community. So, and in there is where you can ask questions basically 24/7. I am in there Monday through Friday answering questions. I don't go in on the weekends, but you can always post your question there. And if somebody else has an answer or a resource for you, they will help answer that question for you. If it's something that somebody hasn't dealt with themselves personally, I will be in there no later than a couple days, except of course if I'm on vacation, which everybody knows ahead of time when I go on vacation. You'll also get a link to the member hub. So if you have bought anything from me, maybe the starter kit or the template bundle, I don't think you get this when you buy the book, but either way, so if you've bought anything from me before, or you've done like quick start before, or you have bought the starter kit, you know what the hub looks like. You get your own private username and password and a link to what we call the member hub. And then you log in there. So then when you log in, let me pull this up for you. When you log in, this is what you will see. So you will log in, okay? And then you will click on the Start Here module. So in the Start Here module, it's everything in here is broken down. So everything is anywhere between 7 minutes long and maybe 25 minutes long, unless it's like a extended long workshop. Those are a little bit longer because it's workshop. But everything in here is bite-sized, consumable. So then you come in here and you will start going through. You'll watch the Start Here module. You'll click here, you'll watch it, and then I'm going to tell you what to do in the Start Here module, which has to do with, you're going to use the weekly huddle process. You'll go to the scorecard. You'll understand the revenue reporting. Some of you ask me, what do I do if I am still working a full-time job or a part-time job? And this is also relevant if you are raising kids, because when you are raising kids, that is a full-time job, friends. And sometimes also you may be taking care of aging adults. So our community is made up of a lot of different people. Some have kids, some have aging adults, some are taking care of grandparents, some don't have children, some are working full-time, some are working part-time, some are just working full-time in their business. So inside the community, you have a community that's made up of all these different types of people, but all these different types of people are all focused on working the fully booked system, and they are all working on a concierge type business. So I say type because we do have some people in there who it's not just concierge work that they're doing home care. We have some people who are doing death doula work. We have some people who are focusing on their Reiki business. We have someone who, she literally just joined last week. She loves the idea of concierge, but she's already has experience in doing individual and group exercises. She runs like group exercises at like the Y for aging adults. And so she joined last week. And we had one call, a group call, and I coached her on some pricing and how to talk about what she's doing and where her first point of contact should be. And yesterday she already sold her first $500 package. That's how fast it can be. Of course, you do have to implement. So there's a variety of people inside the program. But this module here, when you click on here, there is a workshop that I did here where we were talking about how to streamline your week and how to prioritize your time if you're working full-time or raising kids or caring for aging adults, etc. Because we know that the time that you have to put into your business is not as much as someone who, like when I started my business, I quit my job. I did some researchy stuff while I still had my job. And then I wouldn't leave my job because I loved the comfort of it. And then the universe realigned itself and I ended up quitting. Basically, it was like, here's my 2 weeks. And I left and started my business. But my kids were young. I have 4 children, and my oldest didn't live at home anymore, but my 3 others were grade school, and my youngest was like, I keep thinking, what was he, 4? He was 4.5 when I started my business, or he had just turned 4. So he was only in like pre-K a couple days a week. So I needed to really be considerate of how much time I had. So in this workshop, we tell you like how to do that. In here is your 30-day marketing plan. Michelle, this woman right here, she was just talking about last week, like her marketing is done in just a couple hours a month because she literally just follows the 30-day marketing plan each and every single month. And she has clients, she's bringing in clients, and she also has time on the side for personal stuff that she does. There's also additional resources in here. There's the entire fully booked workbook, which looks like this. And this is basically your marketing Bible, so to speak. This is what you work through within the community. Then we go back. Then there are a lot of different bonuses in here. It's literally like a buffet. But we know when we go to the buffet that if we try to eat everything, we are going to be sick. So you do not have to watch everything. You do not have to listen to everything. My recommendation is for everybody to go to the Start Here module. And then in the Start Here module, I will tell you, here's where you're going to focus. You're going to focus on module 1, module 2, and module 3. Those are the first 3. That's it that you're going to focus on in the beginning. Once you get through those and you start implementing them, then you can start moving on to some of the other stuff. There's also additional resources in here. I told you about that already. Then we have websites. So if you're going to build a website, which you don't need to have a website in the very beginning, because a lot of times you'll build a website and you press publish and nobody's going to find it anyway. So if you come in and you already have a website, that's fine. If you don't have a website, that's fine also. But when you do build a website, follow this module and it'll give you some really good best practices on what to do and what not to do. Speaking, if you are somebody who wants to do speaking, not everybody does. Most people do not like to speak in public. I personally hate it. Believe it or not, so many times I did speaking engagements, I would literally hurl before I would do them. But I break it down super easy, even if it's like a 5-minute session or a 40-minute speaking engagement that you're giving, I break it all down in here so that you know exactly what to do. Because just telling somebody that you'll stand up in a room and speak is not worth your time. How to use social media. So if you are using social media, I have a lot of people inside the community who are not even on social media, which is completely fine. Pricing. Everything you need to know about pricing is in here. So we have the pricing pyramid, hourly packages, selling to seniors, organizing sessions, flat day rates, memberships, how to bill your clients, and then a bonus which talks about contracts with your clients. Now that does not include the contract bundle, but it does go through and talk about the contracts that you want to have. This way, if you want to create them on your own, you have that ability, and I'm just giving you some best practices and direction. If you're working with seniors, definitely do the Start Here module first, and then you're going to jump here to module 8, which is Senior Concierge Business. So it's taking the framework of the fully booked system that I created. Now, again, I didn't buy this from anybody. This was created from my own blood, sweat, and tears of over 5 years of hustling my tail off, doing all of the things that all the business gurus tell you that you have to do and failing miserably. And then when I looked at, okay, what are the things that are really bringing clients to me and bringing referrals to me? What are those things? That is what's in this book. And that is in the senior concierge part, we just tweak it so it's specific to senior concierge. Last month, somebody asked me about the workshops. So once a month, the first Thursday of the month, I do a workshop. Sometimes the workshop is a new framework. Sometimes the workshop is digging into one of the pieces that are already in the system. Last week, we did a workshop on one of the pieces that has to do with part 2, module 2 within the program. And they're all working on that now. That is like their challenge for the month, is to work on, I taught it, and then we had a share with it, and we interact with each other with it, and then you go do the work, and then you come back. So last month's workshop, was on email marketing. So this is broken down. Again, this is high level, more advanced stuff that you do not have to do, but it's there for when you get to that point, or it's something you want to add into your marketing framework. So that is the core curriculum. So that is all the core curriculum that's in there. If you're having issues with insurance, there's a bonus module in here that also has information about getting insured, really important stuff about the different types of insurance based on the services that you offer. And there are some resources in here with brokers who have successfully wrote policies for people in our community. This is a workshop I did last summer. This is offering gift wrapping services during the holidays, if that's something you're interested in at all. Again, these are just some bonus things that we do because throughout the year, in addition to what the core program offers, I'm always adding in bonus workshops for things that other people are interested in and things I love to just teach, or things that I'm seeing in the community that I just want to answer all those questions that are coming up. So for example, we have several people who are in fully booked right now that are now close to or at fully booked. But they're not in 100K club yet. So I'm going to do a bonus session with those people to start having conversations about what is their next step? Where do they go from there when it comes to hiring and bringing people on, and whether or not they want to stay like a one-woman show, or if they want to expand. So that's not something that is in our typical thing, but because I'm seeing that inside the group, that's a bonus call that we're going to be having and putting on the schedule within the next 2 months. Okay, so then if you're brand spanking new and you're like, I haven't even done anything yet, Kelly, no worries, got you covered. This is where we have these bonus modules that are in here. How to set up a strong business foundation. You click in here. We talk about email, phone, and address, your headshots, business cards, elevator pitch, how to talk about what you do, how to get and ask for testimonials. That's all in there as well. So it's basically like people talk about having a business in a box. I'm sort of giving you a business in a box, but your business in the box is your business built your way with your name and how you want to serve your clients and the people that you want to help. You won't copy mine, but you will model the marketing that works for all of them. This is talking about ideal client. This is an intake process that I teach. There's additional bonus workshops and resources. Again, you could spend 3 years going through everything here. Now, the next question people ask is, okay, when are the calls? So in Fully Booked, we have group coaching calls every single Thursday. They are 4 p.m. Eastern time and they run for 1 hour, except the first Thursday of the month. The first Thursday of the month does not start at 4, we start at 3 because it's Q&A and workshop style on the same day, because it makes it easier that everybody just puts those time and date in their schedule, and it's like you put it on your calendar, you set it and forget it, and you come to as many calls as possible. If there's a 5th Thursday in the month, there's no call that month. So is it this month we have a 5th? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes. So for example, May, as of the recording of this video, May 29th, is that a Friday? Yes, sorry, May 28th is a Thursday. We won't have a call that day because it's the 5th Thursday of the month, and we consider that an implementation week. So you just use that extra time to do your marketing. If you cannot attend the calls live, of course, the more that you attend live, the more questions you get to ask, the more you're connecting with other community members, the more you're learning. And the beauty of a group program is you're not just learning about the questions that you have, you're actually learning, which is sometimes even more helpful, from watching other people get coached. And then all recordings are listed under here, as you can see here. So if you are unable to attend a call on a Thursday, you will come into here, you will click here. And then this is where our calls go. Each and every week, they're in here. So what my recommendation is, and all calls are put there within 24 hours. They usually are up the same day, but we ask that you give us 24 hours just in case something, the tech goes wrong or my VA is not available. So if you can't attend live, all of the recordings are in here available for you. Okay, what's next? let's see. In addition to that, if you want to binge everything because you love listening to me speak and you love learning from me and you want to know all the things and you're a lifelong learner and you want to suck it all up, you have access to all of the recordings from 2024, all the recordings from 2023, all the call recordings from 2022 in addition. So that is the core curriculum. So when you get that welcome email, you'll get access to this. You'll log in, it will unlock everything for you, and you will start at the Start Here module and go from there. Again, the group calls are Thursdays at 4 p.m. They last 1 hour, except the first Thursday of the month. That lasts 2 hours. We also run a pricing workshop live. So you saw there's a pricing module in there. There's also a pricing workshop that is taught live once a quarter. And that date, I think it's in July. I forget the exact date, but that date is also listed in that welcome email. Something else that is built in and part of the program is what I call Get Shit Done Days. So these were developed years ago when I started coaching, and people always said, I'm so productive, Kelly, when I am around you. So I built this in to my program. They're called Get Shit Done Days. In 100K Club, we meet once a month for Get Shit Done Days. We just had our call yesterday. In Fully Booked, we have a Get Shit Done Day once a quarter. What does that even mean? That means once a quarter, it is Tuesdays, once a quarter on a Tuesday from 10 a.m. till 12 noon. I think the next one is scheduled for August 3rd. And then, no, I'm sorry, I'm really looking at these dates wrong. August 5th. And then I believe the one after that is November 4th, because it's once per quarter. And then what happens is you bring anything that you quote unquote should be working on that maybe you've been putting off. So we held one yesterday, and so we come together and we co-work together. So for example, yesterday, it's on here. No, it's on here. I haven't gotten rid of my notes yet from yesterday. So for Get Shit Done Day yesterday, Mercedes had been stuck on her niche, and after listening to her and coaching her for a couple months, I gave her a new niche idea last week that really pulls in all of her passions, and she is so excited about her new niche. And so yesterday she worked on all of her marketing materials for this brand new niche. Pauletta was working on follow-ups and some emails about her insurance. Lori was working on her newsletter. Marjana was working on follow-ups and a presentation that she's doing next week. Monica, brand new. She was working on her business cards. Let's see. And then we had some people in 100K. Let's see. Carmen was working on identifying realtors in her target market. Claire was updating her hiring process. Katie was updating her hiring process. Heather, who does foot care, she was working on some follow-ups and looking and researching some new tools that she's going to use for her foot care. So that's another added bonus into the group container. Let's see what else. In this enrollment, because we are not going to have another enrollment until the fall, this enrollment period, I have, I'm building in a 6-part Get More Clients summer series. So I don't have the dates for those yet, but as soon as I have the dates on my calendar, everybody in Fully Booked and 100K Club will be able to come to this too. Will be invited to come participate with all of the dates. It's going to be marketing, implementation, direct feedback. It's going to be what I call a marketing sprint, where my goal is that you will either sign 5 or 5 new clients between the summer and October. So that is our 6-part marketing sprint that I'm going to sell that as a separate event, and that will be priced at $9.97. But when you enroll in Fully Booked, you get that as part of it as well. There's no additional fee for that. That's included inside Fully Booked for you as being a member. Let's see, what other questions? Told you about the payment plans, the hub, calls. Think that was it. Let me just double check here. If anybody has any other questions and you want to unmute, you can come on camera or not. It's totally up to you. Oh yeah, so how much support do I get? So you get all the program materials, the core curriculum and everything that I just showed you inside the hub. Any additional classes that I might teach live that are offered, those are like the ones that I said where I'm going to have the one in the next couple months with the people who are in that phase between being fully booked and hiring. I held one last year for people who had not gotten their first client yet. We held one just for those people. So those types of classes are just added just throughout the year randomly. And then the live coaching is weekly on Wednesdays. And on those calls on Wednesdays, you can request any kind of support or any kind of coaching on those calls. And then you get unlimited support from me and your peers inside the Facebook community. All right. Any other questions that anybody has? I think I pretty much nailed that, hopefully, with my migraine. All right. Okay. So it doesn't look like anybody else has any other questions. I'm trying to think if there's anything else I can think of that comes up. No, I think that's it. I think I got them all. So, all right, friends. So if you have any other questions, feel free to submit them into our support inbox. We are in there for the next 3 days. Enrollment closes this Friday, May the 9th at 11 p.m. Eastern time. So make sure you get enrolled before then, or you have your questions submitted to us by then so we can answer them if there's a question that I didn't answer for you. And I think that's it. All right. So thank you so much, friends, for being here with me. And I hope to see you inside, or I'll see you next time.